So here we have opening kickoff, and I want to talk about different positionings as far as how kickoff should go. In this kickoff, where you have two wings and one back, we want to keep our rotation. So we always want to be going in a circle. So in this case, left side goes. Baby should be going for his kickoff. I will be back flipping back to grab this boost and move back. And Skaro should actually move up to assist BabyDynamit on this kickoff and be ready to take the ball right after this touch. So right off the bat, Skaro doesn't assist Baby and isn't there to be able to do this. So right here, Skaro, if you had been cheating up, this would have been your free, come in, get that touch, either get a shot on net, or you can maybe work offense, whatever you're going to do. But that is your play right here. Unfortunately, you went for boost right here, which puts you too far away, and we're not able to challenge. So at this point, somebody has to challenge. You can't give him free lane just to come in here. I decided to move in from the back side goalie to make this attempt, which is less than ideal, leaving the goal open. And yeah, they're able to get it. So just make sure that we're keeping that spacing. And if you go for the assist, then that shouldn't happen. This is going to be a little bit different. So since we don't have a wing who's going to be able to peel back and go for net, one of us needs to go stay back for net. So typically you want the one who's on the outside to go be the assist man up here, and whoever's on the inside, being BabyDynamit, would back up, grab this little dot, and he's just going to sit at net at the goal line and wait to see what happens here, and then make his decision on how it's going to go. So Scar goes for kickoff, I cheat up, Baby goes for corner boost, which you really shouldn't ever do unless you're in that wing spot that I talked about before. He really should just be grabbing that boost and sitting on the goal line waiting. Just in case this goes poorly, he's able to be there for a save. This is perfect, so Scar gets a touch and it goes not right in front of him, so he's obviously not going to continue this. So he peels away from the ball on the opposite side to move out and around back into rotation, leaving me, the cheat, to be able to come in for this touch. Right here, I still have offensive possession and you've already given up the offensive presence here. Scar, you should be reading this and you should actually be up on this corner to play offense with me, knowing that Baby is in the backside to have my back and support if needed. So you're actually free to stay up here, you don't need to book it back so quickly. Here, Baby, seeing you move back, now kind of maybe feels like he needs to fill this position, I'm not sure, but he does go way too center. So you want to keep that line right here so that they can't be straight to net. And by going this far center, probably looking for a pass maybe from me, he's no longer in that safety net position, able to come up and get this clear hit right afterwards. And you'll see now he's having to go at a sideways angle, and he hits it pretty much straight into the wall, rather than being able to get an up and out clear towards their side, which just sets them up for an easy come in to tap this back here. And now we're all backwards. Now you're moving backwards, cutting back on the wrong side of a play. I'm coming up here. And then you're having to backpedal to try to make this save, and everything just kind of gets thrown out of whack. So here's going to be your standard kickoff. You got your one wing, your sweeper, and your goalie. So obviously Baby's going to go for the kickoff. You in the sweeper position, Scar, are going to go for the assist on the kickoff to cheat up, and then I'm going to grab that little dot of boost and move back to see how the play develops. So here we go, I grab the dot and I move back to see how the play develops. Skaro, again, don't be going for this corner boost. You want to be cheating up to make sure that you're supporting Baby in case he needs you on the kickoff. So right here, if you had been up, you probably could have been right here in this area, and that's 100% your touch right there as it bounces. You slowly come up here, you see that hit, you can make that touch, no problem. I'd be a little bit further back seeing that you were in position, but because you moved back here, I've decided that I'm going to take this forward position because you are now in the corner spot moving back this way. So I come up to take the hit, and now I'm on offense. At this point, now we have Skar joining me on offense, and Baby is correctly moving back onto defense positioning. Ideally, we want to spread out left to right here, and not be in the same corner, but the way this play develops, it kind of has to work this way, so that's not really a problem. Just letting you know that it's not an ideal scenario. If it can be avoided to where if I get this touch and you can carry it across over to this side of the field, or you can tap it back down to me while you move over here, anything like that that just creates more space would be more of an ideal play. Get a little bit of a touch, stop to stay with it. Really shouldn't be staying in the corner so much like this. If you're ever on the wrong side of the ball, like you went right here, now you see you are further on their side of the field than the ball is, which means you're out of position. And at this point, that's an automatic rotation, which means you need to book it across the field this way and start looking at getting across and back. I'd look to maybe bump past me, bro. You can bump the goalie. You can look to steal the corner boost, or you can just kind of loop around here and be looking for a pass. In any case, you don't want to be cutting back this way, because the only thing you're going to do is be getting in your teammate's way, who's trying to clear it this way and around. So you don't want to be turning into the shot right here. You want to be going around over here, because maybe I can bang it, get a little center for you, and it'll be a nice little easy put in with no goalie here. Which ends up kind of being the case. You get the goal here anyways, but it was contested. You see Totis had time to get back up and contest it. There was that weird little, stall over here, and we were both very, very close. Whereas if you had come out this way, I probably could have gotten a tap, and even if it didn't go well, you're already in a position driving this way, but you can just turn right and drive back on defense. And we have no problems. We can continue our rotation, continue our offensive pressure, while not giving up any open looks on the backside. Alright, moving on to the next play. Here we got the same setup basically again. You got the wing, the sweeper, and the goalie, and same thing should happen. I go for the ball, Baby cheats up. Baby doesn't cheat up, Baby goes for corner boost, and you as Skaro as a goalie also go for corner boost. Neither one of y'all should be going for corner boost here. Baby needs to support me, and you need to sit back and wait what's happening, because here we get too spread out. You'll see, look at how much space there is right here. First of all, we're at the opposite corners. Nobody's in net. Nobody's here to support me on this side, and there's just so much space here that it's going to take too long for anybody to change positions, that we have almost no chance of making it to the ball here. And then you'll see right here, we struggle. Baby's too far away, and he has to hit the brakes and try to react here. You end up coming into a weird spot here, and look at how far away I am trying to come back around on the ball side. There's too much space here. And all of that comes from going for those corner boosts on kickoff. Here we're still trying to adapt, still haven't gotten our rotations back, Okay, here we go. Now we're kind of getting into a rotation, finally. We got me on the left, Baby on the right, and Skaro's grabbing corner boost and making his way up into the defensive position. A little bit too far on the side. Again, the general rule of thumb is you want to be along that line of, in case there's a pinch, that it goes at the goal. It's not like set in stone, but you definitely don't want to be sitting so far on one side, because if it goes over here, there could be a cross to a touch, and that's going to be really hard for you to deal with being this far on the left. So I try to cross it here. Baby needs to be a little bit more patient here. On the right side, or on the cross off the ball, you never want to move across the field to attack the ball, because right here, Baby doesn't have any really good options. He's just kind of hitting it into his corner, which is not going to put it in the box. Even if he did launch it back into the box, there's not anybody here who's going to be able to make this shot. So anything in this area really needs to be conceded. It should be Skaro's ball if and when he decides to come in. Baby needs to be more patient waiting over here until he sees Skaro coming in, and then he should be backing up immediately to replace him on the backside. Instead, he comes in, and then I come across. We kind of try to switch positions. But again, you'll see we're overloaded. We have nobody on this side now, and if they were able to get across, we could be in some trouble. Baby's backpedaling on ball side. Need to not be doing that. He should have been going across the field and back around this way. That's pretty good. You kind of are on ball side, but you are pointed towards the backside goalpost, and that's the most important thing. You want to swing wide and be coming at it around this way, so you're always coming from the far side of the ball post towards this side when you're trying to make that save from the back. So you're kind of going right down the middle, which is a little bit too close. You want to be a little bit wider on this, but overall fairly good positioning here. Baby gets the tap out here, and here you got to go. So once you've committed forward, that turnaround hesitation, now I don't know what's happening. So if you had just gone, if you had missed, then I would know that I'm free, you're out of the way, and I can go make this clear. If you really can't get the hit, you can just do a quick little turnaround, jump right behind Baby in rotations, just decide, oh, I don't have a good shot at that, leave it for me, so that I can come in. Baby's coming in to replace, to guard the net. When you flip that U and you come from this weird angle here, now we don't know what's doing. Now we got to stall. Now I've got this, you're pointed the wrong way, Baby's in net, and now I have a fast break, and you, who should have been able either behind Baby to free him up to come out with me, or out this way ready to come up with me on a fast break, now instead we're stuck in the corner with Baby in the back, and I have no assist on the offense. So being in this situation, Baby should recognize the fact that you are back and that he's further to the left, which makes him closer to the left side offense, and he should fill this position, and you should fill my safety net. But what ends up happening here is Baby just sits back to play defense, and you fill that weird in-between spot, and we get this line again. And you never want to have the line. This is like a twos defensive spot, and you never want to be here. You're never that diagonal back on the same side as the ball in threes like you are in twos. You instead want to be on the far side waiting for his pass, because if I had seen you right here, I could have gotten a nice little lob touch right here. And look at all of this space. It is completely open. There's nobody on this side of the field. You're completely open to just get a nice little redirect shot. So, and that's a really easy shot too. It's really hard to save. So it's easy for me to pass. It's easy for you to make the shot, and it's very difficult for them to stop it, which is just like the perfect storm. That's the bread and butter play. That should be the goal you're looking for all the time. My other option here would be to bang it off the backboard and leave it for Skaro to come in for an aerial. So those are really the two things you're looking at on the ball. I'm looking to cross it to my teammate over here for a redirect, or I'm looking to tap it off the backboard for an aerial for my backman to be able to come in. And as soon as the backman comes in for an aerial, the person on the cross recognizes that there's been a switch in possession from me to Skaro in this case, assuming it was Baby that was over here, and then he would immediately start booking it back. Baby's the last man back. He can see both members. He can't come for this. He comes in super hot and hard, and now if they get a good touch, all three of us are in the offensive box, and there's nobody protecting the net. So you just kind of need to be aware if you're the last man back and be extra cautious. And if you are going to come in as the last man back, you need to be vocal about it, because the people up front can't see you. So especially if it's not obvious that it's your ball, you just need to be mine, and you always defer to whoever's in the back, because they have vision of the entire field. So if they make a mistake, you know, okay, it's going to happen sometimes, but they at least have a better view than you do, so you have to concede the priority to the player with the best view and the best, because he might be able to see something you don't. On the front. Let's continue here. And, okay, we're able to score here, but honestly we got lucky. That could have just as easily gone the other way into our net instead of theirs. Again, we're getting this line and we're overloaded. How did we get here? Let's move back a little bit. Okay, so we have. Okay, again, BabyDynamit is on the cross and he's cutting across the field towards the ball. You never go from the far side off the ball towards the ball across this way. His only option to exit is to come back this way and to let Skaro come in. By cutting him off here, he's making this line, he's making Skaro retreat, and we're leaving this half of the field open. And then now we just both, now we're overloaded on the other side. And we just both move across this way. And then we don't have anybody over here on the offensive side. I'm expecting that. Skaro, you can't flip that Yui. You can't come back on the ball side post. Again, if when you see the empty spot, you gotta go over this way and then back around that way. You can't flip that Yui. Because now look, we might bump, we might get in the way. If we collided right here when you flip that Yui, they could have easily had an open net all the way across. I'm still on the line. Baby's still rotating back on the incorrect side. I have no support. I try to cross it. Look, there's no defenders here, wide open. If I'm able to cross this, this is so free, so easy of a goal, but nobody's in position. Nobody's ready to take it. Instead, we got both of you clumped up in the corner back here. So I'm moving wide and around to... Okay, so let's take a look at this play. So here we have me on the back, we have Skaro moving in, and he goes for the touch and misses it. BabyDynamit is next one up, but he bails out. So he flips a Yui and he's now going backwards again on the wrong side. So he's better off either just going up to challenge this, or just driving around this way, deciding he doesn't have it, and coming back around this way, away from the ball and back around. Because now that he's turned back this way, now I have to challenge coming across this way, and I have to come across and hit it this way, which there's no real good plays here. The only good play is to maybe try to pinch it and launch it that way, but that's a really hard play because I'm having to come back at a 45-degree angle towards our net to try to make a play at this. And then Baby's now coming back with momentum of the ball towards our net, trying to get a stop. So even if he does get a save, probably going to land somewhere in the box. It's not going to be a good clear. Whereas if you've been coming from this direction, you can get a clear on this side and bang it out this way without having to risk putting the ball across the net where we don't have any defenders. Also, when he's coming around ball side, when you're coming back this way, when I'm trying to make this clear, now I have a teammate that's in my way. That's one extra factor that I might accidentally shoot it off of Baby and own goal it, or maybe just a weird little touch. It'll pop up even if it doesn't go in net. It could just land in a spot that gives them a very easy shot. So you just want to make sure that you are out of the way by going wide and around this way, and then they're just able to score in the chaos. Alright, we're back to the standard play, or the double wing kickoff. So we have Baby going for kickoff. I'm going to back flip out, and Skaro should be moving up in the cheat formation. There we go, perfect. Okay, so this time you get the cheat correct. Baby goes for it, and then instantly you're on the ball. Perfect. Baby cuts off of the ball. Perfect. Heading around, and I'm in position here. Right there, you see we move directly in. We have our triangle. We have someone moving back. We have someone moving up. We have someone contesting. Perfect job right off the kickoff. That's how it should be every time. Skaro gets the touch and bails out. Ideally, you would be going this way out here. The other option would be Baby can turn and come up as my support here. But y'all both back out here and leave me all alone on offense. I need somebody to take this left corner to have my support so we can keep our rotations. And that doesn't happen, and we end up losing possession. Get lucky on that shot here, and now we're back on offense. Okay, so now we have the two forwards, and Baby's in the back for defense. We have a left and a right. and Baby is coming up too close. So he looks like, let's take a look at what's going on here. So I'm coming up here, and Baby, I think, is trying to look for a pass or a dunk, or I don't know, but he's coming in really fast with not very much space between us when he's supposed to be my safety net protecting the net. Skaro here is actually going to be the guy I'm looking to pass to get that redirect, not Baby. So he needs to be a little bit more patient, play a little bit further back so as not to get beat like this, because as soon as he overcommits here, now they have an open net that if Pass Me Bro gets a good touch right here, there's no way any of us could stop this. So he comes up too close. Yeah, Skaro, you were on this cross and you have to go back. And if this is one of those weird situations where you actually do have to go back across, if you have to play the ball, then you have to play the ball. If not, you want to be, if you have enough time, you move back across at the last minute. So you want to cut across the sweeper box at an angle kind of like this and play defense, and then come back across, unless they're controlling it right here and you absolutely have to play shadow defense. It is an absolute last resort, and the only reason you would even consider it is because both of your teammates are out of a play so much that we can't make an attempt. But anyways, so what happens here? So Baby's the back man, but he cuts ball side instead of going back and around this way to get the net. So normally Baby would be coming here and around to challenge this, and I would be coming back to replace Baby. But because he goes this and cuts across here, overloads us on the side, I now have to challenge this play this way, which is not ideal. I'm going to be going into the wall rather than pointed towards their side. I don't have any momentum in order to clear it, and if this doesn't go well, we're all in a line and there's nobody protecting the backside. So it would be a lot better if Baby comes around here to make that play and I can replace him rather than forcing me to cut across the field and make this challenge. And then yeah, it just kind of gets caught in the corner. We're not able to rotate correctly. They get a good touch and they're able to score there. Okay, we're back to the one wing kickoff. We have two sweepers here. And when this one, we have the outside man being me, is going to be the cheetah. The inside man of the formation being Baby is going to move into the defense. And obviously Skaro is going to take the kickoff. So I'm cheating up. Baby's unfortunately going for corner boost instead of going back to net, which could cause some issues here. And then now we kind of both have a play at this, whereas if he goes me off, we move in and it's okay. Now we're trying to struggle to see who's going left. Looks like I take it, Skaro moves back, we get a pass, and that's get the goal on the other side. But we were able to do it even though it wasn't perfect rotations, if you look at it, because we have one man up, we have another man coming to assist me, and then Skaro recognizes that he's the last man in this line and stays back. Good center across, and I'm able to get that goal. And that's all just about spacing and passing. No one did anything fancy. It was a very simple pass. It was a very simple shot. No aerial ceiling shots. Nothing insane. Just good solid team play. That's all it really takes. Let's take a look at this one. See what happened here. All right. So Baby should be moving up to take the hit. We have Skaro moving up to assist him on the cheat, and I will be taking the goalie. And Skaro, instead of going up for the cheat, the assist, he goes for corner boost. And Baby loses the kickoff. So now I have to come in because we don't have an assist. And at this point, Skaro should be moving back to replace me. But being the third man, Skaro comes across and up. At this point, it would have been your ball if you had cheated at the beginning. But because you went the backside here, your job now becomes net. So if instead of moving up this way, if you had been moving, whoa. Okay, that was weird. So if instead of moving up this way, you had been moving out this way across the goal, you could have gotten a nice, easy clear coming out at this angle, rather than having to do some crazy cut across, try to get it at a 90-degree angle. You could have come straight at it, and that would have been a very easy clear, no problems. So just be aware of your positioning where you are. Always protect the goal if you're the last man back, or always be in a position to where you can slow down the ball. You can make a play on the ball before it gets to the goal. And okay, here's a good example of rotating correctly. So here we have Baby moving up. I am on the far side, and we have Skaro in the back. Baby misses the play, so he misses the touch. So now that's a switch. So Skaro, instantly seeing that Baby did not get the touch, knows that he needs to go for it, and he comes up. And the second I see Baby miss the touch, I know that Skaro is going to go for it, and that I need to be booking it back. So right at the same time, right as he's going for the touch, I'm booking it back. So as long as you at least get some little bit of a touch, a challenge, a slowdown, you know that you're going to have somebody ready to back you up, that you have that safety net. As long as it's not a complete whiff, you're completely safe here. Get that tap back, and I come across. Okay. Okay, so Skaro went for this, and I come in. Okay, so Skaro should be moving across the field to the right, and then Baby should be moving to the back to replace me as I come in here. Instead, Skaro cuts rotation. He goes back ball side, which causes Baby to have to move back and stay up. And now he cuts across the field and has to get a touch directly at the wall, which is, like I said, it's less than ideal. You always want to be attacking towards the ball. You want to have as good of angles as possible, which is a lot easier coming from the backside rather than coming across the field like that. See how I'm just waiting over here? I do my little circle. I'm still waiting because I'm completely fine to sit over here in net until Skaro comes in to take the ball. Skaro, you're a little bit too far up. You don't want to jump the gun because you are still responsible for net. So if this goes awry, that is a direct line, especially with Gunny Stretcher right here. If they get a pinch or something, he could even come in and follow the play. So it doesn't even have to be right on net. Even if it was just a lob downfield, you know, we're pretty toast on that. So you want to be careful not to cheat up too far, because you are his safety net for when things go awry. He's going to be counting on you to have his back. And again, you don't have to necessarily protect the net. You just have to be in a position on defense to where you can challenge it and slow it down long enough so that I can get back behind you. Okay, here's an example of how the play switches, rotation switch, when the ball cuts from one side of the field to the other. So if you notice, the ball here is on the left side of the field, and I am booking it back on the right side of the field, because you want to rotate away from the ball side. And then Gunny Stretcher comes in here, and he hits it from the left side across to the right side. And right as he does that, you'll see that I changed my trajectory, and now instead of heading to this goalpost, I'm heading to the back goalpost, which is now changed. Now this is the back goalpost. So right when that happens, I'm heading this way because Baby is going to be hitting it this way. Whereas if I kept my original trajectory where I was heading back, you'll see right here, if I continued going this way, right when he crossed that, look at that. I would have continued this way, and I would have been potentially right in the way of Baby getting that touch. So instead, I swing wide and around, I turn right when it crosses, and I cut around the backside so as not to get in the way. This is not a good positioning by Skaro here. So you're kind of playing like a twos positioning here, which doesn't exist in threes. So Baby's on the ball in the corner, and you're kind of playing this like in between. I'm going to sit back to kind of have your back, but I'm also ready for a pass, but not really doing the best of either one. Instead of doing that, which is for correcting in twos, because you're the only other guy, you got to be able to do both, so you do your best to accommodate both things by sitting exactly where you are. Instead, in threes, you have two other people. So you got the one man who's taking care of the backside, and then you have the one man who goes all the way across. So noticing that you're the man here, you need to book it across to be his support, because look at all this open field. That is a nice, juicy, open goal, easy redirect waiting to happen while they're all over here. So if Baby was able to get that touch and tap it across here, if you had been going this way, that's an easy goal here. And that's going to happen every time. And if you just start positioning yourself there, I guarantee you Baby will see you. He might not be looking for that pass right here. He might not even be thinking pass in this play. He might be thinking shot. But if you drive right here, and all of a sudden he spots that big orange nameplate wide open with nobody around him, I guarantee you he's going to hit you that shot. 9 times out of 10 he's going to put it in your direction, even if he wasn't planning on passing originally. Put yourself in a passing lane positioned where they have an easy path to you, and make it to where it's visible for them on ball cam. So if you were between, like on the other side of the ball, you want to put the ball right between, or not right between, but kind of between you and the teammate that's passing to you, so that they can see you, because they won't pass it to you if they can't see you. So you want to open up that vision, because you know they're going to be on ball cam, because you're always on ball cam when you're chasing the ball, unless you're actively dribbling. Okay, so Baby's going back on the wrong side again. He's heading back on ball side, and we don't have anybody to support over here. Okay, so we got a front, a left, and a right here, but again, Baby is cutting up way too close. He's on this goal line and not in a position ready to defend the net. He needs to be more ready to come assist me if I need the help. He can't be booking it out this way. Skaro, not horrible positioning. You are a little bit too far over. I do like that you're kind of across the field, but you want to be more past the dotted line, a little bit past the goalpost. This is more your area over here as opposed to being more in this area. Oh yeah, I tried to do a back pass there. It didn't go well. Cut back across. See how we're getting a lot of this left and right? We're not getting circular patterns. Y'all are both just sweeping back and forth together, going left to right, and that's just very inefficient. You don't want to be, and then again, you're challenging on these horizontal lines, which are just going to knock it into the wall. They're not going to get you any forward progress. You want to be coming up at these angles rather than these side-to-side angles that we keep getting, because those are just going to keep centering the ball. And when you're both coming this way, see, now you're both on the left. You hit the ball, it bangs it to the middle, and now look at where you're at. Y'all both are on the wall. The goalie, who's in the correct position, sees it bang, and now he has a wide open trajectory straight back. So two of you are out of a play here, and if they had done that correctly, they could have had a fast break in a 2v1 situation. Luckily, I'm able to turn that around and carry it into the net, but that could have gone very poorly. So here's a correct kickoff. We have Skaro is going for the kick. I'm cheating up to be his support, and Baby grabbed the little dot and moved straight back into the goalie position, waiting to see what happens on the play. Okay, he sees that we win the kickoff, and he moves out towards the ball side to grab the boost and move into play. That is correct. I'm moving on the ball side to take this and go across here. Skaro, if you take the kickoff and you're not going to continue chasing it, as in it doesn't land right next to you, you want to go away from the ball, probably grab this boost or this boost back here, depending on how it goes, and just really go ball side, because you're either going to be my assist or you're going to be the backup coming in here for Baby, who comes in to assist me, either or. I gotta see how that plays out. So I miss and I go wide and across. Baby should be coming in. Instead, he backpedals and hesitates and flips backwards. So at this point, even if you can't get the touch, you're better off just leaving alone. So at this point, let's see where he was. He's coming up here like he's going to challenge, and then at this point he decides he can't get it and hits reverse. So let's watch from where he comes up. If instead of hitting the reverse and backing up this way, if he had just turned left and cut across this way, he could have been continuing in the rotation back along this path. Skaro is already in position, ready to come up and make this challenge if Baby's not in the way. So if he dips out, he can actually, by not challenging, hop in next in line here between me and Skaro and just be ready right behind him. So you concede this to Skaro. If you can't get it, that's fine. Trust that your teammate's here coming in for it, and just go around. Drive around and back, and then you've got his back. And you have time to do that as long as you don't overcommit and challenge for a ball that you know you can't get. You always have that option of just going around, get back in line, get ready for the next play. Instead, he backs up. Skaro goes all the way across to the far side of a net for boost. That's never okay. Especially when you have a last man back, you got to be protecting that net. Even if you don't have boost, you're better off protecting the net with no boost than abandoning net to try to charge back at it and get a save that way. Okay, here we have let's take a look at this last play here. So Baby goes in, but instead of attacking, he misses and he comes back. And so he should be going back wide around to come in behind me, because I'm coming in this way, and Skaro should be coming up for the ball. But he comes back ball side. And Skaro, now you're kind of pointed the wrong way here. You should have been coming in this trajectory here and out, rather than pointed back. So now we have two people rotating back on the ball side, and one person cutting across this way. And that ends up in an overload. So now we're too close together here. And we're all up on offense. And that's the end of the game. So pretty much just if we'd kept our positionings and rotations, there's no reason that game couldn't have been 9-10 to 1 or 2. You know, there's no reason we could have gotten 3 or 4 more goals, and they could have probably not scored at all had we just corrected a few little positional mistakes. Not even talking about just missed touches and whatnot. So that's all I got for you right now on this video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, I will see you all next time.